This is Yankee Candle Midsummer's Night. It's a very masculine candle, but I for some reason love it. There she goes. Hi! Come on. Oh my god! There she is. There is my little bubba. I love you.
Here comes the boy. Hello, boy.
Wow.
Well,
Feels comfortable. It has been a while. I kind of wanted to do a quick little catch-up session. Baby, don't do that because you're kind of interrupting over here. Because I've fallen behind with a lot of things, clearly. Alright, you know what? I'll put you on the bed because you're kind of interrupting me and it's just not helping. There you go. Are we done? You have to excuse the hat. I have just done a perm yesterday, and although I love it, right now it's very frizzy and I do not feel comfortable adding any products. Obviously washing it is also a very much question mark. I was advised not to wash it for the next 2 days. I still have one more day to go through without sinking this little babe into a bucket of water or something and then styling it, and I do need to do that because the frizz is big and you know my hair would appreciate a little bit of moisture and hydration. So yeah, it clearly has been a bit. I wish I could even explain to you why it's been a bit. It's gotten a little bit out of hand. For the most part, my best excuse to being so behind is literally lack of, what's the word? Kind of lack of planning in terms of the content. Sip of coffee. So I thought to myself that instead of editing, literally being so behind with everything, at this point I think I've just gone through editing most of the July vlogs, which is insanity. I've gotten to the point where the next one that I was going to upload unfortunately got a little bit ruined somehow. I don't know how. I'll put it this way. The 3-parter that I was working on, the reason why it's a 3-parter first of all is because that vlog was so unplanned, so badly just strategized, if that's even a word, that in the end I had around 8 hours of footage. By the time I got done editing that, it was an hour-and-a-half vlog and I was like, this is just not going out. So I decided to just simply split it and do a couple of days, upload that instead, because it was a little bit out of hand. I don't know why it was over an hour-and-a-half long. So don't get me wrong, in the end I think I did end up shortening it a couple of minutes, but it still was over an hour-long video and I just did not feel like this is the kind of length I want to put up on my channel. So I decided to simply split it into a 3-parter. Yeah. Third part. We got to the point where we were halfway through it with like having it ready. There is just a few bits that I was going to add to it essentially, and that would be out. Well, it would be out today as I'm filming, but I don't know when this is going out. I'm hoping this is going out pretty soon. So essentially what happened is all the video footage that I had for that vlog got replaced with a simple black screen and I cannot reverse it. I've tried to look through it. There is backups. I unfortunately did not think of, turning that option on, and therefore we have no backups at all. I don't know how it necessarily works, I'll be honest with you, but the thing is I cannot reverse it, and to re-edit it is just a waste of time. We are so far behind that at this point I've decided, okay, scrap that. Scrap literally everything. Let's just do a quick little catch-up instead of what has happened through the last few months that flew by, literally, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, so let's start with July. I've already told you that I am looking for a new job, or that I've been looking for a new job. Let me tell you, job market is a cruel place. Well, it's been 3 months. 3 months since I was looking for a job, and I'll be honest with you, September and October, I kind of I brushed it aside because I got so tired of it. I think in September I still did some job searching, but October I literally just closed my eyes. I cannot. I don't want to. So we are still kind of hunting for it, and I'm looking for motivation as of right now. Hi. Welcome. Alright, I'm really faking my positivity today. I just wrapped up an interview and I feel like I've done the worst job I think I've ever done on an interview. This is the one where if they ghost me, I won't even be sad about it. I'll be actually happy. Doesn't matter. I've got work to do, so that's what I'll prioritize. I want to go gym. That's what I'll prioritize. I have to go shopping. That's what I'll prioritize. I want to just go through life today. Today is just not a day for me, and that's alright. That's okay. My sister's calling me. What is no bitch? I've just got an update about the interview, and yeah, it did not go through. Usually I'm quite well prepped. With this one, I just wasn't in it. I felt so out of it. Like, it just wasn't my day, unfortunately. It's one of those days where, you have to kind of pretend that everything is alright. I'm starting to hate it. I'm just not in it anymore. Apparently my answers were too vague, and I'm like, I don't really know what you want me to say. The one question I very much failed at was when they were asking about the company and my knowledge of it, and I just said the basics that I've been introduced to by my recruiter, and then like the basics that you can find online. I also very often just literally have a blank mind. I'll do the reading and whatnot. It's just in the moment I'm out. I've got nothing on my mind. I think in interviews, I specifically need to have a set of notes, bullet points. Just mention this, mention that, mention that. I've said the most basic things, I guess, that you could find on the website. But yeah, that was not enough, obviously. In the moment I finished answering that question, I already knew that this was not it. The way I answered this was horrendous to me. If that was horrendous to me, I cannot imagine what the recruiter thought. So yeah, it doesn't matter. It's alright. We'll just try again and again and again and again, and one day we'll get there. It's just not today. And I'm gonna go gym now. In July, we've had a couple of interviews. Obviously, clearly they didn't go anywhere. Which, looking at it, I'm kind of happy that they didn't. Some of the jobs that I've applied to, they just did not provide enough of income for me to justify the travel that I had to do. Especially because a lot of it was, quite frankly, computer based. Therefore, I just do not see why I would have to travel to an office every day. At this point, hybrid is like a standard. If I work on a PC, I genuinely don't understand the concept if I have to come to work every day. That is my take on it. Take it or leave it. But don't get me wrong, I don't mind it, because quite frankly, going to an office and whatnot, it makes you productive. It's just the concept of having a hybrid job where I can just stay in for 2 days in a week, for example. That's a very much appreciated thing. I would love to, spend time with my dog too. For the past 5 years. I feel like, oh my gosh, she's sleeping. Hold on. So this is my point of view right now. That is quite funny. As of right now, I'm kind of out of it, but also trying to figure out new strategies to approach it and whatnot, and it's a pain in the ass. Some of the interviews that I had, although to me were good, apparently they were not great for the interviewers. Yeah, there was one in August, I think, that in my mind, I did really well. I tried to be quite minimalistic with my answers because I tend to yap a lot. So to me, it was like give 2-3 sentences and move on. Not because I want to move on, but rather because I do not want to yap and just go in like a circle and a loop. I'm a professional at that, and that is not something I wanted to do. I think that looks unprofessional. Apparently, the people over there disagreed. They also thought my ambitions were a little bit too high for the role, because I had the concept of essentially I would love to be at this career stage in a couple of years, and yeah, they were like, well, this is just not what we're providing right now. But I'm also not looking for it right now. I'm looking to grow to it. So don't really understand that part, but you know what, whatever, moving on. Dieting. In July, we were also on like a massive dieting trip. I've reached the point of around 80 kilos, a little bit over 80, it was 81 I believe. Extremely motivating and satisfying to reach that kind of goal, because at the end of the day it was a lot of discipline. I did stop right after July because essentially the whole concept was I had a wedding to attend to and I wanted to make sure that I look good in pictures and whatnot, but also the wedding outfit fits. I have thick thighs. Looking for clothes, specifically pants, is a nightmare, and it still was a nightmare despite the fact that I lost weight. That says a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, we got to the point of 81. After July, I'll be honest with you, after that wedding, I've lost all the motivation. That wedding made me eat a lot. Like, I literally, the day after the wedding, had 3 breakfasts in one. I've shown you what I usually eat. Typical kind of Greek yogurt bowl and whatnot. I had 2 of those there. And I also had the typical English breakfast, which was like beans, some sort of eggs, sausages and toast. There was a lot of sweet and kind of savory bits. And after that, it was just down the hill, to be honest with you. That kind of wraps up the July bit. There was also the wedding of my cousin. The wedding, beautiful, fabulous. I'm very happy for my cousin when it comes to that. I'm not not really a believer of like eternal love, but I think that she's worked so hard the past couple of years on herself, and she found somebody who supports her so much, who loves her so much. You can tell he's just such an amazing guy, to be quite honest with you. You don't see that in men very often. So to know that she found somebody who really respects her, who sees her, supports her, and who's there to battle with her, beside her rather than with her, to be by her side, it's just a precious thing to see. Very happy for them. I did make a little Instagram post, I think a month after the wedding, because first of all, I always am late, if anything, and that is also immortalized in the caption. It was a fabulous wedding. She was so happy. Got to the point of almost crying, obviously. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that I got tears in my eyes. I never saw myself as a person to be emotional at a wedding, right? This woman comes out, and I'm just like, wait, I actually do feel it. And as she was walking down, it was very hard not to shed a tear. It was quite surprising. I did not see that coming. Obviously, for that, we also went out shopping. I've kind of changed up my mind in the end. We went up with a very basic Ralph Lauren shirt that I thrifted, and then just went with some really nice green pants that I had to return because it just did not fit me. And I was like, the moment I gain weight, they're out. We did end up gaining the weight back in the end, so quite frankly, maybe a good thing that I did return it.
Making progress now. Oh, I'm literally over here, like, I was stuck over there for a good 10 minutes, and now the fast. Klap się, nie dajesz rady.
August birthday. I am not a party person, let's put it that way. So my birthday was very minimalistic. I just asked my mum to make me a very, very simple, not even a birthday cake. It was literally just a cake that I used to love as a child, that she used to make, and she doesn't make that often. And it's a Polish cake. I don't know if there is a name for it in England. It's called Karpatka. Essentially, it's named after mountains because the concept is that the dough itself grows kind of like a mountain field. It essentially looks like hills. Then it's literally just split in half, and there is cream. I think she's added strawberries to it, so that was nice. And then I made a little massive jug of lemon curd because I'm a little for lemon curd, and it was amazing with that cake. Obviously that increased my weight. But then my sister decided to make us a massive feast, which was kind of Korean inspired, I believe. I don't know if she did a lobster with this one or not, but it was like a massive tray of noodles mixed with prawns and seafood, essentially. Corn and something on the side. I actually don't remember what else she's done, to be quite honest with you. It was amazing, everybody loved it, but then again, my sister's an amazing cook, so am I even surprised? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Next! Navel piercing. We've got a piercing. It's looking fabulous. I have told you before, getting a piercing is something that I want to do. I did end up getting that piercing. This is what we are working with right now. It looks pretty. I'm hoping this one will actually stay and will not fall out. We did go with another jewelry piece. Last one was like a proper normal one, but the thing is, apparently my anatomy just does not allow proper ones because automatically my body just wants to push it out. The skin is just a little bit, it's a bit stretched essentially. So she said that it's best to go with floating piercing, I think this is called. And essentially the whole point is that like the little bit over here, it doesn't really reach out, I believe. It's just kind of tucked under that little bit of skin so that when I sit down, when I do different positions, it doesn't really move at all, which is great. However, I will be missing swimming. I just got into swimming literally like 2 weeks prior this piercing, but I told myself that I need to do this. If I am to do this, it's in my 20s, it's not gonna be in my 30s. Maybe I'll film a bit of b-roll of what it's looking like today. I've lost the top bit of the piercing, by the way, so that sucks. Cannot find it. It's been over a month at this point, so don't think I'll find it. Anyway, that slowed me down at the gym very much. The first week after getting that piercing, I've literally not gone to the gym at all, and I've realised that I cannot do that for long. So the next week I was back, just 3 days a week essentially, and I made sure that my exercises are very unrelated to the course so that we do not disturb the piercing itself, and that we decreased the weight. And I did decrease the weight a lot, but then again, I think losing weight really did it for me because I've lost a lot of strength that I'm working on gaining back. However, on the bright side, the 3-month period mark is coming up very soon. It's coming up, I believe, around 10th of November, literally right around the corner, to be quite honest with you. Up until this point, we had no issues with that piercing. It's all doing amazing. I essentially just clean it a lot. I know I was cleaning it twice a day for the first month, then I moved on to once a day for the second month, and now on the third month, I've decided to clean it 3 times a week for 2 weeks, and for the next 2 weeks I'll do it twice a week, and then after that I'll do it just once, and I'll see how that piercing is doing after that. If everything is fine, I'll probably just go to my piercer, ask her to change the jewellery for me because it is a little bit big and I also do need to change it. And I did try to find something online, but honestly I don't like it. If I just show it to you, first of all, it's massive. It's from Piercing Mania. I just got it because it was quite cheap, but yeah, like I said, it's quite massive. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like a massive bend. I don't know. I feel like you cannot tell, to be honest with you. September! So, first of all, September is a nightmare of a month for me. Halfway through it, I got into a car accident. Yay. Not a massive one, however, it did give me a lot of anxiety because my insurance company was a bitch to deal with. Let's just go through the accident first of all. It's a stupid one, by the way. What happened is I was pulling out of my driveway and my neighbor decided to do some renovation. So he obviously hired someone to help him out of that. They have parked their van essentially in a terrible way. Let's put it this way. Usually park as far into the sidewalk as you can so that nothing hits you. He did the opposite. The tires were literally on the edge. And I was rushing to work. There was also a bin day. The bins were around me, so I kind of prioritized whatever was the closest to me. And I didn't realize that he was behind me. And I bumped into him. And like I said, for like 2-3 weeks, my insurance company was a bitch to deal with. They were calling me all the time, at times when I couldn't talk. And then when I was trying to reach out, they were not picking up, and I was dealing with robots instead of actual people for a couple of days. It was a nightmare to deal with, to the point where I got a letter at some point that I have to contact them, but that letter was sent out the day before I actually contacted them. So by the time it got to me, everything was resolved. That's in the past. I want to forget that because quite frankly, I had a lot of days ruined because of that accident. Literally, I'm dreading the day of my insurance renewal because, girl, that will affect the price. And I'm already paying a lot. Fun times, fun times. As of right now, to be quite honest with you, I'm enjoying my life with my money because otherwise next year I'll be depressed.
My life is over. I've been a good girl. Never lied. So unnecessary. I've always bought my parents expensive gifts. There's my credit card, of course, but I don't deserve this humiliation.
Anyway, moving on. I tried to diet again in September. Failed at it, to be quite honest with you. Like I said, my body just did not want it. But I did lose a tiny bit of what I've gained, a kilo or something, so not too much, but a little bit. I'll take it. At this point, we've gained it back, I'll be honest. Long editing session. You guys. First of all, I don't have the amount of knowledge to actually be efficient with editing. So very often when I edit, I also simultaneously do research on that editing, which is why it takes me quite a bit of time to edit a vlog or something. I'm not really a professional in any way, shape or form. I'm just learning about it. Editing that 3-part vlog took me a couple of weeks, to say the least. But at this point, I just want to forget it too. I would love to have amnesia from what I'm seeing right now. And then I also regained passion for The Sims 4. I'll be honest with you, I've lost that passion too already. Like literally the beginning of October. Why? I've started playing The Sims 3 actually. Build a house and whatnot. Not really build it, but like build half of it. Loved it. I actually need to continue building that, to be honest with you, because it looks like a fabulous house. But you know what? They also announced a new pack and whatnot, and a challenge for The Sims 4, and I saw it and I was like, girl, you've got my attention. I am all ears. So I played the challenge for like 2 weeks, and then the challenge crashed, and it never ever, up until this point, got fixed. We are over halfway through the challenge, and I believe the challenge is running out in November. So I've got a couple of weeks essentially left, and The Sims is failing. This is why, personally, I just do not like this freaking franchise, specifically The Sims 4. It's just a massive fail every time. I lose interest in that game, and I do not play for ages. Months is not even a thing. for years. And to ask your target audience to do all the research and whatnot around the game when you pay so much money. I don't understand custom content creators. I mean, realistically, you look at the expansion packs, if you have half of them, you spent hundreds already. To think that I have to now research custom content so that I can make my game interesting, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. As a company, you should look at yourself and you're like, well, fuck, I'm actually shit. So yeah, that's my opinion on The Sims 4. Sorry, babe, it's just not cutting it. I'm still trying to give that challenge a chance because I actually do want to like this. And I do think that the expansion pack that they are working on right now, and that's being released in literally a few days at this point. By the time this is out, it's probably already released. Girl, why are you so bad? Moving on. October. Lost the will with The Sims 4. The first thing that I've got on my little notes. Halloween. Wow. Halloween prep. Turns out me and my friend decided to, for the first time in months, hang out because, you know, it's been months. As of right now, I want to dress up as a Joker, but I want to zombify the fucker. I've ordered like a little kind of axe in the head accessory. Make him, you know, damaged. It's perfect timing because the movie also came out with Lady Gaga, although the reviews are quite bad from what I've seen, so... Next! I've got redecoration plans. This is stupid, but I'm looking at my bathroom all the time, and I'm just like, I hate it. I want to do something and that. I want it minimalistic. I want it very neutral. That's kind of in the process. I'm trying to be very mindful with my money, very responsible with it. I'm trying to split, you know, the spendings over here, being like, okay, yeah, this week you can buy that, this week you can buy that, this week you can buy that. And because of my recent desire to also change my phone, because this baby is damaged, has a Beyonce on as a wallpaper. It's iPhone 11. It's time to change. And this is the first time I'm considering getting an Android, and I've already picked one. It's just literally me making a purchase at this point. As of right now, I'm officially quitting Apple. I'm not gonna sell this phone. I think I'm going to keep it just in case, because I'm like, what if I hate the Android? But at the same time, at least I want to give it a go. And they have a sale. They have 20% sale until 29th of October. I think today I'll be buying a phone. So the next video, well, the video after that is probably going to be me being extremely excited about the phone. Next. Social media strategy. Yeah, this is very much of a question mark. I'm trying to be more strategic with what I post and how I post. It's a bit hard. I'm still working on it. But you know what? I'm doing my research. It's also something that I'm interested in some sort of a way. At least we're doing some sort of steps, babes. Alright? Don't judge. I'm not the fastest worker, but I do quality over quantity. And then weight gain. We've already talked about that. For the next couple of months, because my content is quite highly based on the fact that I eat and go gym. The plan is to bulk, but I do not want to necessarily gain weight, want to kind of maintain it. I've weighed myself this morning, 85.5. So I want to stay within the range of 85 to 87. I do not want to cross 87. 87 is max, essentially. And as of right now, I'm in my comfortable zone. I eat a lot. I feel very full. I feel happy. I go gym. I'm kind of increasing my weight. Increasing, decreasing every now and then, depending on how I feel. I think I'm going to run this until New Year's / February. Then in January / February, we will just simply have another cutting session. But I think I'll split it. I'll just, you know, do high intense cutting and then just gain a little bit back. High intense cutting, gain a little bit back. Because I'll be honest with you, I've lost a lot of strength with this cutting session that I just did recently. Don't get me wrong, it shaped my body like no other. I'm very happy with that. But once again, I've lost a lot of strength. I felt weak at some point. I used to do pull-ups pretty well, pretty intensely. Nowadays, I'm still doing it, but you know, it's not to the extent that I used to do it. I used to do 10 pull-ups with no issues. Now getting to 10 is a bit of a hustle. And then after like second and third rep, it's literally like 6 to 8 pull-ups. So we've kind of lost our abilities there, which I thought that I would gain them even further because you technically weight less. So in theory, you've got less to work with. Turns out that's not how it works. I don't know how it works, but apparently not like that. So yeah, we are slowly getting back to it though. It's currently 2:30 and I'm about to do my legs because it is Saturday. So yeah, that is it for this video. I just wanted to catch you up real quick. Next video, the new phone. Or maybe the Halloween prep, or just Halloween hangout, not sure. But this is it for now. See ya!